Have you baked any fresh bread lately? This is a multi-grain bread that has rye flour, whole wheat flour, and all-purpose flour, along with some wheat berries and some bulgur, flax seeds, all kinds of healthy stuff in there for you. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to make it. It really is packed with so many good things that you're just going to say, okay, yeah, I'm having that. I'm going to have to eat that bread because it's just got so much goodness in it. And it looks super easy because look how Mary did. That's all I'm saying. Okay, to 2 teaspoons of honey, I'm adding a half a cup of warm water, tablespoon and a half of yeast. This is instant yeast, but you can use whatever yeast. Instant yeast just activates faster, so you won't have to wait so long for your bread. Okay, so I buy a big old package of this at Sam's Club, like actually 2, I'll show you, 2 of these, and it lasts me like 2 years. So it's a way better deal than buying the packets. If you're buying the packets, this would be 2 packets. So we're making 2 loaves of bread here. All right, this has to sit for a few minutes to bloom. That's a fancy baking term. What it means is just to make it activate. It's gonna bloom, just like a flower. It's gonna bloom. Wait till you see it. It's gonna be all foamy and it's gonna be delicious. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. Look how our yeast has grown. That's how you know it's alive. If it doesn't do this, you need to take it back. Well, I guess you can't take it back, but you need to go get some more because that means it didn't work. This is perfectly bloomed yeast and water with our honey in there. Almost always you're going to want to add some type of sugary sweet thing, like either sugar or honey or agave or maple syrup or something that helps feed the yeast. You don't have to do that in all cases. In this case, the recipe calls for it, so we're doing it. But even if the recipe doesn't call for it, I'll sometimes just toss in even like a teaspoon of sugar in there just to activate it more. So we have the yeast mixture. I have a half a stick or 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and then another 3 tablespoons of honey. This honey has a little bit of wax in it. My daughter got it at the farmer's market. And then this is the remaining water. This is 1 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons, so just under 2 cups. Okay, this is just such a good bread. This actually is a good beginner one because it's so delicious and it's so easy. But a lot of the stuff I don't normally have, so you might not want to do it if you're just now starting out. But try it if you do because this is so good. 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour, and 1 cup of rye flour. I know, right? It's gonna be so good. 2 tablespoons of salt. This is coarse salt. You know I usually use table salt, but this is coarse salt. But if you use table salt, I wouldn't know. So. Okay, now we're gonna beat about half of this in there with our wet ingredients. I'm gonna add about 3 cups. Oh, make sure you have a dough hook. And if you have to go in there and scrape it a little bit, do it. That's what we're here for. Okay, so we're gonna keep this on low. Gonna add a little bit more of the flour mixture. 1 cup at a time. Once this gets incorporated, we're gonna add the next cup. All right, that's in there pretty good. I'm gonna add the next cup. All right, I'm gonna put this last bit of the flour in. Now, I'm adding some soaked bulgur. This is one cup. This is 1 1/3 cups of cooked wheat berries. 1/3 cup of raw sunflower seeds, but if you have roasted sunflower seeds with salt on them, I bet those would be good. 1/2 cup of flax seeds, and these are the whole ones, not the powder. You know that they are indigestible, so they just go right through, if you know what I'm saying. 1/2 cup of rolled oats. I see each time it's spinning around, it's picking up more of those seeds and stuff, so just let it do its thing. Getting it all mixed in there. All right, the stand mixer has done its work. Now it's time for me to get in there. This is a nice sticky ball of dough, and this is exactly what you're looking for. This is the texture you're looking for. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some more of those off of the bottom there, but hang on 1 second. All right, I'm gonna flour my surface here. dump this out, and we'll get to all that incorporated in there. We're not going to lose any of that. All right, we're just going to knead this for about 5 minutes. And when you're kneading it, it's just basically mixing it, okay, on a surface. And you take it, in however it's packaged, and then you're going to run your heel through it, the heel of your, not your foot heel, your hand heel, and then just do that for about 5 minutes. It'll become elastic, and then we're going to let it rise. Yeah, this is a little bit of work, but you know what? There's nothing like fresh home baked bread. I don't care who you are. You're trying to incorporate all the ingredients, and we're going to get this into a nice, neat package. But we want it to be, it's going to be not sticky at all. It's just going to be a nice ball, okay? Oh, I love making bread. And I think this is done. Wait until you try this. You're gonna love it so much. I'm gonna put it in this bowl right here, which I have sprayed with the butter spray. It needs to double in size, and that should take about an hour, depending on the temperature in your home. And we'll see you back here in 1 hour. Punch it down, you're letting all the air out. And we're gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna weigh it just because you guys know I suck at eyeballing. It's a little bit off. We're not gonna cry about it, but if you know, sometimes I'm way off. So let's see here. 2 pounds 10.5 ounces. 2 pounds 3.5 ounces. I was way off. 2.7. Okay, these are almost exactly. They're a point of an ounce off, a tenth of an ounce off. So we're not gonna cry about it. All right. Now, you want to put this in like about a 7 by 7 square. This is turning into more like a rectangle. Okay, flip it like an envelope. Can you see that? Yeah. And we'll do this next one. Okay, spraying the pan. Oops. Spraying, we got 2 pans. These are 8 by 4, 8.5 by 4.5. And put that one in there. Okay, now we got to spray this plastic wrap so it won't stick to the bread. I'll spray the bread a little bit too. This needs to rise for another 45 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to bake these puppies. Oh, I don't want to bake any puppies. We're going to bake them. We'll see you back here in an hour. We're going to put a little bit of beaten egg white with about a teaspoon of water right on the tops of these loaves of bread. And I'm covering the whole thing. And this is so it'll brown up nicely, but also we have some little toppings on here. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of sunflower seeds on each loaf, tablespoon of the flax seeds, split between the two, so about a half a tablespoon on each one. See, that's why you need that egg white on there so these will stick. And a tablespoon of the oats going on each one. So 2 tablespoons total. Okay, these still need to rise for a little while, maybe another 10 minutes. Okay, these are almost ready to go in. So what I want to do now is turn my oven on to 425. It needs to be at 425 when we stick these in, and it might take about 10 or 15 minutes before that happens. So I'm going to turn the oven on 425, and then we're going to stick these in the oven. Then we're going to have some delicious baked bread. Look at these. They're ready to go in. We're going to go at a 425 degree preheated oven for about an hour. And then we'll be back. Okay, these are going in. My oven's nice and preheated at 425. I'm going to turn it down to 400 as soon as they go in, and then they're going to bake for about an hour, and then we'll be back. We have multi-grain bread. It is ready. I'm going to turn it out. Like after just a few minutes, you're going to turn it out. Oh. And then just let it cool on a rack. And with bread, very often you really do need to let it cool down all the way before you cut into it. If you don't, it changes the texture of the bread that's left over. Now, if you're going to eat the whole loaf all at once, then that probably won't affect you. But look at that. Doesn't that look good? Wait until you try it. All right, we're going to let it cool off at least close to completely before we cut into it. And we'll be back. I didn't really wait that long. It's still pretty warm. I don't care. It smells delicious. All right, I'm gonna just cut a piece off. You can see. Oh, this would make the most delicious toast. You want to see if you can slam the door a few more times while I'm making a video?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Gee, take a look at that. This bread is amazing. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will see you next time. You take care now. So good.